welcome to Boss's YouTube channel. I am Mom. Yay! I do not have the boss ladies with me today. It's actually Sunday morning, and yeah, we just had church.
We did. She preached a good word.
So, I'm still a little sweaty, and I'm going through menopause, so I have my fan here. But today I have one of my dear friends with me. Introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Lolita Simulton.
She put her whole name
My
out there.
full name.
Listen, so today we're just going to do a quick chat.
Okay.
Yeah, just a quick chat about, I was married, you were married, but I was divorced. I divorced, and Lolita is a widow. So now we are in the world now where we are starting new relationships and dating and stuff like that. Wait, because both of us are blushing way too hard. Both of us blushing way too hard. So we're going to talk about being in relationships now after a divorce, after losing your significant other. How is it now? I know for me, I think I was divorced before my kid's father passed away. So I was already divorced, I think for like 7 years before he passed. I was already divorced. And I started a new relationship. Different, to say the least. Very different, very different. So how has it been for you being a widow and starting to get back out there?
It has been very interesting, very challenging, and it's caused me to do a whole lot of introspection.
Yeah.
Because there were parts of me that I never really addressed, like childhood traumas, relationship drama, those kind of things. That when you are getting back out there and you're putting your heart on the line, those things do have to get discussed. So it's been very interesting.
But I like that, because sometimes when we come from one relationship, we still have that baggage. And not saying that I'm still sweating, y'all, so excuse me. I wanted to take my wig off, but I decided not to. It's one thing in being in the relationship, like you said, you had to learn some things, you had to deal with a lot of other things. So for me, I started therapy, but I was already in a relationship before I started therapy, but I wanted to do something different in the relationship. So I started therapy. But not only did I start therapy, he started therapy as well. Because, again, figuring out is some stuff that I've been dealing with in my past. And
I don't want it to spill over into
I don't want it, but and the thing is with that is because like me, sometimes I could self-sabotage.
Oh, buddy, I am the queen of it.
Yes, I could see one thing that went with the past relationship. I could see just a little bit of it, and I will make a mountain into a molehill, and I'd be like, you know what, deuces.
I've already checked out. I have an immediate fight or flight response, and I can physically still be here. Your girl is gone, and it's gonna be hard to reel her back in, because anything that triggers me to those spots, it's nope, wrong sign. He ain't it. I don't care. I don't care if he is Santa Claus, got all the presents, and he got all the money of Bill Gates. He is not the one.
Yeah, just from one thing, but it could be one thing that's not even
small.
Yes,
it can be something that's not even that he didn't even do on purpose.
Right.
It can be something so minute that on a regular day you just glaze over.
Yeah.
But now it's illuminated, and you're like, oh, the terror! Oh my God!
And dealing with that and having to go to therapy, of course. I've been in therapy for 2 years now. So unpacking a lot of boxes. I mean, a lot of them. It is a lot. So having to deal with that and then trying to maintain the relationship. And for me, it's long distance. So I'm okay with with managing that to a certain extent.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But I had someone to say to me, so you're in a secret relationship. I said, no, not secret, just private. I don't like my business ain't everybody's business. It's only your business if I bring it to you. Because I know when I was married, I had people taking bets on how long we were actually going to be together.
Understand.
You understand what I'm saying? I literally had people taking bets on how long we were going to be together. And I don't know if I just stuck it out because I was trying to
prove them wrong. You're not gonna win this one.
And I think that was my goal.
Honey,
that was my
understand.
goal. 2 kids came in between, came while I was married, but I mean the best thing that ever happened to me was my children. But getting out of that marriage was one of the biggest things for me. And that part of therapy, because that relationship, I never grieved the end of it. I never grieved that. Who grieves a divorce? You know, like that is so uncommon. But I actually had to grieve.
If you don't grieve it then you still harbor these things, this bitterness, this resentment, these unsettled emotions and feelings when you're trying to build on something else.
And it was taking a toll. Not really it wasn't really taking a toll.
It just puts unnecessary space.
Yes, that's what it was doing. And
I know.
had that wall there, like,
because I still gotta guard me.
Yeah.
I might love you, but I gotta guard me. Because past experience has taught me no one's going to protect me.
But me. Right.
And so my trauma response is to let me go ahead and put some distance there.
Right. So now, being in a place where you're open for a relationship and how does that actually work? Because you don't have kids, so it's easier for you, right? It's difficult for me because not really difficult. Let me not say difficult for me.
It's more challenging.
It's more challenging, but it's still good because he came with children. You know what I mean? So it's that single parent to single parent thing for me. When you don't have children and so forth and so on. And so how good is it for you to be back out there?
Okay. So a couple of different things. Long before anyone else ever came in the picture, or long before I was ever even over my ex, I have a friend. I am still close to her to this day. Her name's Dawn.
Hey, Dawn.
You know Dawn's my girl. So Dawn and I hadn't known each other very long, and we maintained a pretty hey-bye conversation. That's kind of how we dealt with each other, because we know each other from church. We didn't really know each other personally. She calls me one day and just randomly asked, do I want lunch? And she was coming to my job. I worked at an apartment complex. They got a PWD. I have a pool. I'm like, this girl is weird. We don't even talk, and she trying to come swim and wear out my job, but I don't care. So I tell her to come on. She brings me Bojangles. We sit out by the pool. She's in the pool swimming. She slides over to the edge, and she said, the Lord said, you're going to love again. At the time, he and I are together. We're still married. We are beefing. We have not spoken to each other in a minute. Not going to tell you how long, but it's been a minute. We're currently working in separate locations, so we both don't have to come home. So I'm working in one location. He's working in another location. We're in separate parts of the state. We're not coming home. And things are very contentious, and no one knew it. And she tells me, the Lord's going to heal your heart. And he's going to give you a heart to love again. You'll write a book about it and all these things. And I'm sitting here crying and she's swimming. And I'm just like, I don't even know this girl like this. So the seed was already there that you're going to love again. And because of that seed that I held on to, I knew that there was a possibility that every word God ever gave me concerning marriage would be fulfilled.
Yes. And I love this for you.
Oh
like,
my God.
I tell you that all the time. Like, I love this for you. Like, I'm happy, you know what I mean? So we don't really discuss relationships because I learned that we'll discuss it with each other every now and again, but still not a whole lot, right? So I learned that in my past relationship, like, keep everybody out of it because everybody has an opinion.
And what I learned, someone once told me before I ever got married, an older lady in the community, my home church threw me a bridal shower. I absolutely love my home church. They threw me a bridal shower at the church with just kitchen appliances and those things. And one of the ladies pulled me to the side and she said, make sure you keep your family and friends out of your business. And I said, well, what do you mean? Keep them out of your business. Because, baby, you'll forgive him and they'll still be mad.
Oh,
and
my
I was like, you are right. And then I replayed some family situations in my head where, you know, the spouse won't come around because of something that happened in the past because the family's still harboring those things. And I was like, I got that. So I kept that in my pocket all this time. And so I am very selective what I say concerning relationships. Am I in a secret relationship? Absolutely not. Is it very private?
Absolutely.
It is absolutely private.
I'm 100% for privacy.
Unless you know, you do not know.
Right.
But if you ever see us together, you're going to 100% know. We make no secret of it. It's just private.
Right.
Because we want to make sure that we build on us and not on people's opinions.
Right.
And not on people's likes, or I don't think y'all fit, or y'all might not work well together. People start planting seeds, and those seeds are going to get watered by other people's comments.
Exactly.
And so then they'll begin to grow before your foundation is established.
Let's clap that seed.
Your foundation is going to be the best part because that's what we build on. This is what we have. This is how we know. This is how we communicate. We come to the table. What's the problem? What's going on? You know, I don't want to talk these things out. Right. But when it becomes a requirement that you talk these things out, you'll learn to talk more.
Right. So how did you know? How did you know he was that?
One of the things that I have paid attention to over the years, as it pertains to even entertaining the thought of being with anyone seriously, you know, more than dinner occasionally, more than, you know, a phone text message or a call, anything serious. My biggest thing was, hey, we're all grown now. So everybody has baggage.
Yeah.
Do I want to unpack my bags with you? And do I want to help you unpack your bags? This is literally what it comes down to in my book. Like, do I want to lay all of Lolita out before you? And whatever you lay out, do I want to help navigate through it? Right. So that became like a good conversation starter for me, for any guy that was in pursuit of me or that was, you know, after me. To determine, hey, let's see where this goes. It really was, how do I describe it so clear? It was a shocker. Totally out left field. Did not see this one coming. Know you. We're cool. We're friends. And so I outright asked the question when it come up one time, how long have you liked me?
I love that.
And the response kind of made me melt. But I had to keep a straight face.
Right. Because you still have to be like you guarded a little bit. Yeah.
But I also watched this same man pursue me from a pure place.
Listen.
And when I say he pursued me from a pure place, there were no motives. I'm not trying to be being a woman of God, being a woman of faith, a woman who preaches the gospel. I've had a lot of men try to say things to me. We can be the next power couple.
Right.
I had one man tell me we can be the next TD and Sarita, and I say, but baby, you can't preach. Like, so it would be those kind of things. And so he didn't do any of those things. Mm-hmm. He was not trying to be a power couple.
Right.
He was not trying to get in my pocketbook, as the old women might say.
Right.
He was genuinely concerned about Lolita.
And I like that, because for me, of course, it was different. And I have kids, so yes, I am completely guarded. Mm-hmm. But it was his consistency. Like, he literally slid in my DMs, right? Because I didn't know him. And, you know, normally I block people that come in my
DMs. I didn't even know how to do that. She showed me.
I won't block you because, like, why are you trying to slide it? Like, I'm not for all of that. But it was the consistency. Mm-hmm. And it was, you know, like, you look really nice. Have a good day. So I know, like, okay, so now you stalking. Like, I'm like, oh, you such a stalker. Like, but it wasn't like that. It was, have a good day, so forth and so on. And then I think it was a message, and I happened to check one night in the middle of the night, but I had to go to work early in the morning, and I checked it, and I responded. I responded to it, and I think my response, it was sparked them. And I was like, okay, let me tell you, I don't get down like this. This is not my MO, whatever the case may be.
It's not.
And I don't don't try to send me scriptures and anything like. I know that already. Mm-hmm. So when it started to progress to something else, and then the phone numbers exchange, and me, I am very keen on the fact that if you do not know how to pronounce my name, you can't talk to me. So when he called, I was actually on a day full of ministry assignments. I had to sing in 3 different churches. And he called in between each service. And he said, I'm not going to mispronounce your name. So just tell me what it is. And I got it right from that. I'll get it right from that moment on. I said, oh, I told him. And he got it right. Every time he called me in between every ministry assignment, he encouraged me. He didn't really know me like that, but he was giving me word of encouragement. And I was like, okay, cool. Still, I was guarded, because I don't want you to do all that because you think because I'm a preacher, I'm a singer, you know, this is what I want.
So funny enough, I remember being in the car with you,
yeah.
And he called to see how service went. And I'm sitting there talking about and you're trying to keep your calm, and you're nodding your head.
That is true.
I remember.
Yes. This. See, so this isn't anything, again, it ain't secret, it's private. Mm-hmm. Not everybody is privileged to that. Mm-hmm. But for me, it was when I went through a real hard season. Because I always say, show me who you are. Because people always say, well, what kind of man you looking for? Don't ask me that. Because then you will try to portray yourself into what you think I want. Or what I've told you I want. Mm-hmm. Let me see you. If it doesn't meet if it doesn't fit in my life, I bow out gracefully. Mm-hmm. And that was something I put on the table from jump, right? So when I went through a hard season, and it was a hard season of my life, I was able to be vulnerable. Something I had never done before, like never done before, is be vulnerable in front of another person, especially a man. I've never been vulnerable, and he held my vulnerability. Listen, I think from that moment I melted, but I still was hard.
I'm still a G. You're not gonna get me this soon. Right. I understand.
Yeah, it was at that moment when he held. And it allowed me to, I think we were on the phone, and I think I said it to you. I was actually talking about something. I had death in my family, like back to back. Yep. And I was moving and I was shaking, and I hadn't had a chance to just have a moment. He allowed me to have that moment, and I tried to quit the moment. I tried to make it real quick. Like, he let me cry or whatever, and I tried to, he was like, I'm still here. I heard that and I boo-hooed like it was nobody's business. And that vulnerable moment he held on to, and I was like, oh, okay. But then my kids like him, love him.
I was gonna say that's the correct word.
Right, love him. Even when, and I think it made it, I felt more when their dad passed. And they called him.
He was right there.
They called him. And that vulnerable moment for them, he stood up for, you know what I mean? Sometimes
it was not only, I don't just love you, I love
oh
you.
Oh my God. And your presence is important. Mm-hmm. And even if you can't get here physically, you still allowed your presence to be known, right? So him going above and beyond and doing that for my kids, I was like, oh yeah, we might be together. We might be together a little bit. But he talks about me all the time. He talks about me all the time. So
he'll check on me. Yes. He ain't heard me with her in too much time.
Exactly. He does. But see, that's because he know that's real friendship and you're not trying to come in between us, or you're not trying to just, that's why I was like, if you tag, I was like, you can post all the pictures you want of me. I don't care. Don't tag me. And it's not because I'm secret. It's because I'm private. Like, don't tag me in anything on social media, because then people will go start checking for you. People start checking for me.
In your business.
Right.
They're going to be sending you friend requests.
Oh my goodness.
They are going to flood you. I know it.
To this day, I still have people DMing me. Well, not really people. Let me say not people. Females DMing me about my ex-husband.
I understand.
Like,
all I got is I understand.
He's been dead and gone for 4 years. And why are you? I don't care.
But it's been 5 years.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever you did with him has nothing to do with me.
That part. So I keep my stuff very,
if he
very
be your husband, you shouldn't let me get papers on him. Sis, I don't know what to tell you.
See? So now I'm being in something different and something new and something a little bit more vibrant. I mean, just to get a phone call in the morning and say, oh, I just got to check on you. What? I was like, you calling me? I just got to check. And I'm like,
it's the little things.
It is that I wasn't used to.
That make you feel appreciated.
Listen.
Make you feel valued. I'm not even, words of affirmation is not my love language. Acts of service, not my love language. But when someone gives you all those things that you've never really experienced fully, it produces an atmosphere of safety where you can let down that guard, where you can, finally sigh and breathe. You can fall apart because there's someone there to hold you. Those kind of things. I think we often think, because we had another relationship and it didn't end well, that we're not worthy or we'll never get those things. But I wish above all things that you may prosper and be in good health, even as your soul prosper.
Listen.
So in order for me to be in good health and fully prosper, these other areas got to be fulfilled. So I just believe, that God desires for us to experience this. In its fullness. And I think that sometimes we get stunted in pain.
Listen.
And so we have been so rooted in pain for so long that the pain has been watered. The roots have taken stake in the ground. It's like a big old tree that's of fear.
Right.
And until we start dealing with those things, we won't be able to fully go into the next.
Listen.
So no matter how much he tries to love me, no matter how much he tries to show me, I'm still going to be waiting for the other foot to drop.
Listen, we're going to stop right there. And we're going to have to do a part 2. Because now, after I have preached, she has to go and preach.
I do have to go preach.
We are on our way to service number 2. To service service number 2. But
we gonna continue this.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. But I hope you like, you comment, and you have subscribed to my YouTube channel with my 2 daughters. Next video, the boss ladies will be with me. I think so. They be so busy. Their life is busy. So just make sure you like, you comment, and you subscribe. Share this channel with someone else. They may be blessed. Go back and watch some of our previous videos, and you may get a good laugh out of it. But I thank you all so much. We love you with the love of the Lord, and there is absolutely nothing that you can do about it. Bye.